Hi, my name is Sheila Hill and I'm an intuitive life coach and a spiritual guide. Thank you for joining me on my channel. I wanted to come on today to talk a little bit about the July energies, what's unfolding, what you might be going through, and give you some tips on how to best navigate the energies of July 2019. So I'm going to give you an overview and then I'm going to dive a little bit deeper, hoping not to make this video too long. So on July the 2nd, we went through a new moon full solar eclipse event. And although we, using the Mayan calendar, attach these events to a specific date, the energies can come to us, because time is not real, up to a couple of days before to a couple of 3-4 days after. So July 2nd was the full solar eclipse event. That is leading us into the second eclipse, which is a partial full moon eclipse on the 16th, which then leads us into the Galactic New Year, which is on the 26th of July. Now, Mercury's going retrograde on the 7th until the end of the month, and we're all very familiar with what Mercury retrograde means. And there's a few other planets as well that are going retrograde that I'm not going to get into on this. What I really want to talk about is the impact of the eclipse energy in our timelines. So a basic understanding that you may not completely get when I say time's not real. It's taking me a lot of time to sort of understand that. But if you begin to understand that all of your lifetimes, past, present, and future, and all of your parallel realities are all happening now, in every now moment. Through the ascension process, we are ever being nudged further and further forward and higher in energetic frequency, which means that as we do our work, as we heal, as we shift, and as we anchor into higher potential timelines, the older, more denser timelines, existences, lifetimes, and parallel realities, those timelines close off and collapse so that we don't have this pull and push energy internally, and we can keep anchoring in the new energy, in the new frequency, in the new higher timelines, easier and better each time. That is what ascending is doing for us. We're literally ascending in our timeline potentials. So what's coming up for people? Well, I'm going to share with you that last Friday and Saturday, I believe, I was going through a lot of internal emotions and turmoil around not feeling safe. And cognitively, there was absolutely no reason for that, but I was just not feeling safe. I was feeling a little bit prickly, a little bit edgy, not able to keep my temper down the way that I normally would like to operate. So I knew that there was something up, and knowing that the eclipse portal was coming on the 2nd, I was like, okay, this is pre-eclipse energy I'm feeling. I need to just surrender to it. So I then was walking with my daughter this morning, who is a young adult and not particularly interested in the spiritual path or the awakening process yet. But she said to me, she said, you know, Mom, it's really weird. Deep, deep down inside, I feel kind of angry and a little bit depressed. But when I actually look at my life, there's no reason for it right now. I just don't understand, and I can't seem to shake this feeling. So I was able to explain this to her, and I'm sharing this with you. As those older timelines collapse, those parallel realities and past lifetimes energetically, so that as we're being pushed forward with the new moon eclipse energy that happened on the 2nd, it's sort of like the light goes in and then it creates a bubbling effect where all of the lower density energies that we've ever been attached to or that are still residing within our physical body start to bubble to the surface. Now, this is all perfectly and divinely aligned, because what it's doing is it's coming up and bubbling to the surface for release. It's just looking for you to go, oh, I'm feeling fear. Oh, I'm feeling anger. I'm feeling depression. But not attached to it, because we are being led into the other bookend of the eclipse on the 16th, that is a full moon, and full moons are all about releasing. Once we have bubbled to the surface all of our lower densities through our timeline collapses, release them with the full moon eclipse on the 16th, then we will be guided into the Galactic New Year. Now, what is the Galactic New Year? The Galactic New Year is the actual cosmic energetic new year. We follow, as humans, the Mayan calendar, and we follow a 24-hour clock. This is simply an agreement that all humans have agreed upon in order for us to interact with one another. So January 1st is not really the new year. The real new year for the planet and the energies of the planet, which include all of us, is July 26th. So this whole thing that's happening here in July, not to mention all the other cosmic events and ascension processes and portals and light codes and activations that we have been through so far this year, this is all wrapping up a year for us in this July. So just to recap, we are being encouraged and prodded and pushed along in order to attach to a higher vibrational timeline that is more divinely aligned for us, each of us on our own journey. How this happens is that we are infused with higher frequency light codes. Those light codes bubble up to the surface. Anything that's lower or denser or not in alignment with our current frequency, all it's looking for is your acknowledgement, and then it is released. We've received a huge influx of light on the 2nd or thereabouts. It's creating a bit of a purge effect. That purge effect will take us into the lunar eclipse, which is on the 16th, where we will finally, if you haven't already, released it, and then float into the Galactic New Year on the 26th. So here's the tricky human part of all of this. When you have a deep inside feeling, as my daughter was sharing, of I'm feeling really angry, I'm feeling prickly, I'm feeling not safe, I'm feeling sad, your ego that doesn't understand any of this energetic stuff and does not understand anything more than really just trying to keep you safe in every now moment, it doesn't understand what's happening, because what's coming up for you is a consciousness. It's the consciousness of anger. It's the consciousness of fear. It's the consciousness of sadness. And consciousness is just energy that just needs to be acknowledged, and then you surrender and you release it. But when you feel that way, that consciousness comes up in your body, your brain, your ego mind goes, what's happening? I'm angry about something. And then it looks for something to be angry about. It feels fear, and it goes, I'm feeling fear right now. And the brain goes, oh, we're getting fear. What is there to be afraid of? And it tries to find something to be afraid of. So maybe you're afraid of loss of a relationship, or you're afraid of your money situation. It will attach itself to a story in order to try and cognize what's going on in an arena of energy that the brain really can't understand. And it will try to objectively and defensively navigate for you a reason for this so that you can be safe. So if you find that you have an inner resonance over the next few days, or you have in the past few days, where you're just feeling a little off, like I said, fear, judgment, anger, sadness, grief, any of those lower vibrational energies or emotions that are coming up for you, try and be aware of it enough to say, ego, we don't need to attach this to so-and-so or blah, 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 or whatever circumstance. Don't make it into something that it's not, because it is literally just consciousness that is trying to leave your body so that those timelines can be collapsed, so that you can move forward, you can move forward into your higher vibrational timelines. This is the key to this, because otherwise we end up taking our frustrations, our anger, our sadness, our whatever out on those people around us that are closest to us and that we love, just because the ego mind is trying to attach some story as to why you feel the way you feel. And there is no story. For most of us, there is no story. There is nothing to attach to, so don't engage in it. Just surrender. Now, what does surrendering look like? I sent this out in an email recently, so if you got the email, great. If you haven't, I have been highly advised by my team to just take things easy this month. And I'm passing that along to you because that is always the path of least resistance, that gives the most rewards. It's the most fruititious way to deal with turbulent energy times. So don't intend or plan for July to be your best month ever. Don't overschedule your calendar. Make this the month, and maybe even for August as well, where you really just go with the flow. If things cancel last minute, then just be like, okay, I guess I just wasn't meant to be there, or we weren't meant to meet up that day, or whatever. Just really surrender to the flow of life. Get out in nature, drink lots of water, rest, loaf around, contemplate your navel, whatever it is that you need to do to just be in that really relaxed state. There are a lot of new timelines and new potentials that are trying to be aligned for each and every one of us, people that we are meant to meet, opportunities that are going to present to us after the new year, after the July 26th event, that will take us through the rest of our 2019. There is lots and lots of potential and things and people and opportunities that are coming, and it really is best that we just not tinker with it. So if you run your own business and things are a little bit slow right now, this is not the time to go, well, I need to really do an email campaign, or maybe I need to put my stuff on sale or whatever. It's time for you just to surrender and release the need to have to know, and release the ego from having to attach a story to every feeling that you have. Just try and imagine yourself floating in a river where you're just going downstream, and you're allowing your inner and outer universe to align all of your new timelines for you with all of the new potentials that are coming. Okay, that was a lot. I hope that helps. I hope that'll help you get through the month of July in the best way possible. If you have any other questions, please post them in the comments. Please subscribe and like the video, share it with your friends, and if you'd like to, feel free to join my Facebook community. I will see you again sometime soon. Bye-bye.